Welcome to our tub. Come on in. It's warm inside, and there's always room for more.
This podcast contains adult material and is intended for mature audiences only. If you're under 18, grab your rubber ducky and find another tub. This one's not for you. Hello and welcome back in the tub for episode 61. I'm Mr. Berg.
And I'm Mrs. Berg.
And now that we've done this take 3 times, we can get this episode underway.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, it's been one of those days here. On this week's episode, first part of the episode, we're going to sit back and go through the Exxxotica Expo website and start making some plans, sharing some of what Exxxotica Chicago here at the end of April is looking like, is shaping up to be, which is really looking insane with the amount of performers, the seminars, everything really going on around that weekend out in Rosemont, Illinois, outside of Chicago. And we will be in attendance at least Saturday and Sunday. So getting our plans together, and we're going to share those with you. And, you know, maybe any listeners out there got a free weekend and want to experience what we do, as this is a great adult entertainment and lifestyle fan convention that happens 4 times a year. So this is Chicago's always the kickoff. And then in the second half, we had the pleasure of sitting and having a conversation with the beautiful Jupiter Jetson. So
she's Mr. Soft Spot.
Yes.
Ginger.
Yes. Great conversation. She had us right off the bat, as a matter of fact, when she hopped onto cam, and she was relaxing in a hot tub, having a conversation. So kind of got us in our element, but we were out of it, sitting here in the studio / bedroom / corner of the house where we do all of our recording. So definitely want to thank Erica Icon for the second half interview with Jupiter Jetson. So again, as we said, episode 61, sit back, relax, and hope you enjoy this and maybe decide to make a trip out to Chicago to enjoy the Exxxotica convention, as we always do. So real quick, little short break there, and again, jumping into the Exxxotica conversation. It's been a few months. Back in DC in December, so we got the itch. We're overdue to get back to the convention floors, get back and see some of the great people and great friends we've met within the industry. And as we sit and look, Exxxoticaexpo.com is the website that we are on. All of the important and pertinent information for the Exxxotica convention can be found there. And this is a new designed website. They kind of got it up. It's launched. Looks great. And wow. First off, we'll go to the featured guest appearances tab. And this lists the performers that are signed up and expected to be there. So again, yes, things happen. You never know. Just because someone is on this list, if you pick it up and look through it, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be there. A million different things could come up. And we will say this list is probably the biggest one we've seen yet. So there are over 200 performers and content creators and personalities on this list. First one that comes up, it's all alphabetical, so there's nothing, special, unique whatsoever about this. It's straight down in alphabetical order. It actually has a filter now that you can search by location, by what they are. Adult performer, if they're a cam model, anything like that. So, but the first one that comes up, we've not ever seen at a convention. We've never had the pleasure of meeting.
Nope.
And it will definitely be someone we make it a point to meet while we're there. Adriana Chechik is right at the top of the list. Very interesting. So we scroll down through. Let's see if there's any other names we recognize, which I'm sure.
Alex Cole.
As always, she has always, just about every Exxxotica, we've had the chance to talk with her. Life of the party, great person. Alexis, Texas is on this list. Allie Lay, a cam model with Chatterbait. Amy Day, also a cam model, My Free Cams booth. Angel Grave will be at the Why Not booth. Another always there, always a fun conversation, and past short interviews on the show, April O'Neil. And that's the Loyal Fans Spotlight booth. So that seems to be a little bit of a change. As I scroll down through this list, that previously was the Bad Dragon booth. There's still a sponsor. However, it looks like the naming of the booth and a few of those things have changed. Aurora Sky at Chatterbait. Avalon Mira. We will just say she's a very new performer. She will be in Chicago. Worth finding her if you're out there and meeting her. The one thing I have seen so far, as we're just a little bit through this list, has something jumped out at you, Mrs. So far in this, there's more male talent than has been there in the past. There's never been a large contingent of male talent, and it seems like here, based on this list, for the ladies out there, and some of the guys, you want to meet some of the performers that you see. Well, there definitely are a few more male talent than normal. As, again, we still continue to go alphabetically. Brielle Day at My Free Cams. Brittany Andrews is a past guest. Brooklyn Chase as well. Brooklyn's been on maybe once or twice. We've gotten to know her over the years. Casey Carter. Casey Carter kind of hooked me in by looking at one of the ASN magazine covers and a few other photo shoots, as she is a cigar smoker. Wonderful friend.
Cherry Love.
At the Why Not booth, which is normal. Blast from the past, a veteran performer. I grew up watching Christy Canyon. Eden Blair, Ember Snow,
Evan Stone.
and Evan is a consistent.
A staple.
He is a staple. Just a great guy. You're always going to laugh when Evan's around. There's no way around it. He's always he brings the party. That's for sure.
Gigi Dior.
Just a few weeks ago, a guest on the show.
Ginger Lynn,
yet another veteran.
Goddess Lilith.
Yes, Goddess Lilith is typically always at these as well, at the My Free Cams booth. Holly Hotwife. And as following and looking on social media, there's going to be a MILF Hotwife booth. So there's quite a few of those performers there. Ivy Minx at the Chatterbait booth. Jesse Saint.
Karma RX.
Yes. Haven't seen Karma at any of the Exxxoticas in the past, so being on here again, they're signed up. It doesn't mean that they are definitely going to be there because of different scheduling conflicts, but you know that would be that would be good. We've seen her featured dance in the past.
Katie Morgan.
Yes, Katie's always there. Kenzie Taylor always there. Kiki Clout. We spoke with her back in D.C., and that was her. No, it wasn't her first. It was her second or third.
You scrolled past Kay Lovely up there. She's one that has been a lot on social media lately. Yes,
yep, and she's one of the Ms. Exxxotica contestants this year. So Kylie Corrupt, a past guest of the show. Kimmy Kaboom, who's always fun
always
to talk
a fun
to.
Time. Lacey Lennon.
Yes, and haven't seen Lacey in a little while at these. And it seems like a lot is a build-up as well. When you look at New Jersey this year, it is the 50th Exxxotica show. So there's definitely a big build-up growing to get to the New Jersey show this year. So I'm thinking that is why there are some additional names here that haven't been in the past.
Sure. Lauren
Phillips. Lady Lazarus is always there.
Lita Lothario.
Lily Bell is always. Lisa Ann. Lyric Sky at the Why Not booth as well. Marina Valmont.
Another soft spot for you.
Yes. Well, what a great performer and a great woman. Ms. Maya Romero. You know, her and Cherry Love are always close to each other. And
Miss Whitney Morgan.
Yes. Nikki Huntsman. Yes. Nikki Dial, again, another veteran.
Ray
and Rebel Rider. Rhea Sunshine.
Rocky
Emerson. Yes.
Roman Romero. Interesting.
Another, at the Chatterbait booth. All right, Mrs. knows what line she's going to be looking at or wandering around. Rubber Doll and Ruby Lynn. Rubber Doll always has a pretty big booth, always pretty busy. Definitely pulls in a crowd. So, again, that is, I mean,
Small hands.
Yeah, we're only into the S's. There are a lot of performers. Again, well over 200 here. It definitely worth making it out there, worth getting in for a day, seeing someone new that you may not be familiar with, seeing someone you are familiar with, just really enjoying the atmosphere with all of these people. So, browse into the schedule. And some of these really have been standard. So they have shows, and then they as well have the seminars. So, and the shows are really kind of across the board. They have some game show type things happening. They have the pole dancing competition, the Miss Exxxotica contest, as well as rubber doll performances and some different painting performances. Always something happening at the stage. as far as the seminars, well, Friday, the kickoff seminar is...
Actually, if you look, there's no time set for the seminars yet.
Okay. Yeah. So the seminars are listed. Mm-hmm. So again, between a just immense list of performers, creators, talent, just people within the industry, if that's not enough to pull you in, you have seminars, you have shows, you have vendors.
You have people watching.
Yes, you have everything. So, again, we kind of touch base a little bit on what we're expecting. We definitely have a list of some people we want to make it a point to see if they are there as planned. And, well, with that, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to hop right into the tub with Jupiter Jetson. All right, welcome back. As we had said in the first half, we have a very special guest with us. We want to thank Erica Icon at the Rub PR for coordinating schedules with our next guest to join us in the tub for this conversation. And we will say we're kind of slipping as she joins us from a beautiful hot tub and we're sitting in the studio. So we got to pick up our game. But this stunning...
Just trying to be healthy.
Exactly. So this stunning tattooed MILF has left her mark in many places and faces throughout her life and career. From dominatrix to musician to top-rated courtesan to award-nominated performer, working for some of the top studios in the U.S. and Europe, including MILF.com, Brazzers, Girls Way, and Team Skeet, just to name a few. With a recent agency signing, those awards and accolades are guaranteed to grow. And for the listeners, when I start to stumble and fumble, you will understand because, yes, once again, she is another ginger, and everyone knows what gingers do to me. Please welcome the beautiful Jupiter Jetson. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
We are doing well, as we said. We're here in the studio, is unfortunately not relaxing in a hot tub, but we'll get there.
Living La Dolce Vita. Well, thank you so much for that excellent introduction. In case anybody wants to put a face with a name while you listen along, you can look me up on all of the major social medias at Jupiter Jetson. That's like the planet and like the cartoon. And yeah, I'm excited to have this chat with you.
Yes, and again, as we said, very, very glad you could take some time out of your schedule to join us. As we kind of get started, talking about schedule, wow, you have a lot going on, very busy. So coming up on your 5-year adult anniversary, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on how you count it, because I count my jump into adult as when I started at Sherry's Ranch, which is May 20th of 2018. So.
Okay.
I didn't make the leap into porn until after the pandemic. That is a fairly new, endeavor on my part.
Okay. So now, prior to Sherry's, were you in any type of adult-related business? Was it something that was just kind of a spur of the moment? Hey, let me check this out. How did that come about?
So I had a background in the adult industry I celebrated my 18th birthday auditioning at a strip club. I did get hired as well. So
nice.
I did that, but I actually quit dancing around when I was 19. So I only did it for like a year. When I was moving, I called it like naked fundraising because I was trying to get the money up to move to New York and all of that good stuff. So I did that for about a year. And I also did some, dominatrix work, different dungeons in Manhattan, and some, light fetish work here and there. I was a very prolific panty saleswoman in New York. But I was interested in exploring other options. I wasn't quite sure if the adult world was the life for me at that time. So I spent some years bartending, and then when I moved overseas, I actually worked full time as a musician. So I did that for most of my adult life, between my forays in my late teens and early 20s to when I got back into the industry 5 years ago.
Very nice. So, musicians, instrument specific, vocals. What's the music end entail for you?
Well, I'm a singer, songwriter, guitar player. I have an EP available on all major streaming platforms. If you look up that same name, Jupiter Jetson, I have a 5-song. It's almost like a really polished demo, but it's an EP. I do have more songs coming, but I want to make sure I have some really meaty tracks before I go to see a producer.
Very nice. Is that a relaxed passion for you, or did you get into that at an early age and it just kind of grew on you?
The answer is kind of both. I got my first guitar when I was like 12, and I, over the years, just have always carried it along with me everywhere I went,
Fair to say, kind of a safety, a relax. Hey, it's there. Is that how you unwind?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's that same feeling you get like when you do yoga or go for a hike. It's a really fun way of, conjuring up some dopamine and just enjoying things. It's like a way to connect with, not to sound like too much of a hippie, but it's like connecting with the universe in a certain way. The feeling you get when you play music.
I can see that. I'm not a musician, but I can see that kind of, hey, you just get it, clear your head and sit. I have friends who are musicians. They're like, look, there's nothing better than doing that. You just clear your head and you're at peace and you're calm. As you said, not to sound too much like a hippie, but it was about free. It was about, the relax and the freedom of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, I don't know. I am somebody who dives into a million different hobbies, a million different pursuits. I've picked up knife throwing and crochet and hula hooping and, meteor hammer. I am a woman of many, many hobbies, and nothing makes you feel like playing music.
Nice.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's quite a.
That's
quite
all over.
Yeah.
I get bored. That's not even on the list.
But variety is the spice of life. If you stick with one thing and you get bored, and you got to try something else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know how to live.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we're swingers. It's variety. Spice it up.
I might never get to the full 10,000 hours of mastery, but I can be middling to bad at so many things.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's I'm good enough to be slightly dangerous. I have a lot of that too. Okay. Yeah, I can do stuff around the house. I can do plumbing. Just enough to be dangerous. Okay, fine.
Oh, you don't want danger in your plumbing. Danger is fun, but not with plumbing.
Yeah.
Well, usually any projects you do around the house are never quick and easy.
No, So you started kind of in, dancing, dominatrix. So the progression, then you started at the ranch. So how long have you been working at Sherry's?
That's what I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary.
Okay.
I've been here. I don't know how you count it, because technically I guess it's 4 years working here, because we were shut down for 14 months during the pandemic. We closed completely March of 2020 to May of 2021. Or sorry, yeah, it was May of 2021. So at least it's still a nice round year for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of lost a year of working experience, but it's still my 5-year anniversary.
Okay.
That's how I'm counting it. Yeah.
And so you moved over to filming side. How long has that been for you at this point?
Well, I shot my first scenes actually in February of 2020 because I had excellent timing.
Right before the pandemic. Oh.
And so I went right back into hiding, and I didn't do anything else until about May of 2021 is when I came back out of my Matt Damon bubble, you know.
Well, and that's about the time things started opening back. For the most part, were opened, quote unquote, open back up.
Exactly. At least, especially here in Las Vegas, that was when like the last of the restrictions went away, because, of course, brothels were in the, understandably, mind you, the very last tier of businesses to be allowed to reopen after closing. So,
oh wow, okay,
yeah, we weren't legally allowed to open until May of 2021, nor were any of the other brothels.
Wow, yeah. So to be able to close for 14 months, but then be able to still be able to open back up is good, but that is a long time.
Oh, you should. But probably for the rest of my life, one of my favorite memories is going to remain coming back here for the first time after those 14 months, because I was part of the opening weekend crew. So I got to see the grasses in this courtyard that I'm in right now. Like, you can see it's there's a lot of grass. You might be seeing mostly the concrete, but it's a large area of grass. It was like knee high, and like there were bunnies every 3 feet because nature just reclaimed the place. It was kind of charming for the first weekend back was kind of charming for that. But yeah, I'm forever grateful that we opened back up.
Well, and that's good. So what was that transition like? I guess from going from working at the brothel to going and working behind the camera.
In front of the camera?
In front of the camera. What was that like?
Well, I mean, I always say that Sherry's Ranch feels a lot like a very promiscuous sorority. So I always say that getting into porn was just like joining drama club.
Okay, fair.
You know, they both have worked very well together, because both of them have introduced me to things that I never would have necessarily considered if it weren't for my, interaction with people and scenarios on set and in the brothel. So, like, I've become I have discovered I'm into a lot more than I ever gave myself credit for, courtesy of both. So, I wouldn't necessarily say it's been so much of a transition, so much as, like I said, just kind of a addition of an extracurricular.
So it was more of a natural flow from one to the other.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. It's never felt like either of them are in competition with each other or in conflict with each other.
And what you had said earlier, just a few minutes ago, I could see where they play off of each other. Never really thinking about that, where you may see something and, I like that here, let me use it here, and vice versa. That is it's something never thought about.
Right. And I personally, when I got into it, to either one of these, I never really thought about that as an aspect of it either. So that was always a really pleasant surprise for me.
Can we ask, is there something that stands out that you're like, hey, this one thing I experienced on set and I transitioned it back to the brothel?
Oh, there's too many for me to really do a one thing,
Okay.
but a lot of, I will say in general, the main thing that has kind of carried over is more so my openness to trying scenarios that I haven't been exposed to before.
Okay.
Because I've had so many experiences on a porn set where I was like, well, I'm not entirely sure, but if I'm going to try something like that, it feels, you know, very safe to do it with professionals in a room with other people. And yeah, so it's really increased my openness to being adventurous and trying something new like that.
Well, very good. And
Sorry.
comfort and safety is important. And on a set, you would expect that's the top number one priority. So yeah, why not give it a try?
Exactly.
Very nice. So, as well as we said in the intro, you just recently announced that you signed on with a new agent.
I did.
So, pretty exciting.
Incredibly exciting. I just signed on with ATMLA. So I'm really pumped to kind of see where my career goes from here because they've got an excellent reputation. So I'm very, very excited to start working with them. Sorry.
Well, and again, early. So, with that happening, do you have goals that you look at and say, hey, this is my, 2-year plan with getting in with this agency and starting to grow and build and go and continue my career path?
I mean, I very much so do have goals. I feel like how do I say this? Yeah, I feel like I do. Sorry, my brain is just kind of
and goals,
processing that question very well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do have goals. I think of them more as like wishes for where my career can go in the industry. At the end of the day, I mean, like, I feel like if I get to keep making hot movies with hot people, I will be happy. I mean, of course, awards and, accolades and, all of that would be wonderful. But, I really just, one thing I will say that is a goal is that I'm very much so wanting to do more like dialogue heavy scenes and things that require acting and actually trying,
That was the next question. As you progress, do you want to do you see yourself or enjoy more of the feature type and the acting and the dialogue, or more of, Gonzo style limited dialogue stuff? So you answered that one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because like I said, I actually am a former drama club kid. Mostly musical theater, but I do love acting and the experience of connecting with other performers when running dialogue is a lot like what you experience when you're, making music with other people. So I really do enjoy that experience. And it doesn't have to necessarily be super duper heavy material. I mean, one of my favorite things I've made so far is a Mr. Clean porn parody. That's like a cuckolding video, silly things like that. I love, but getting into a character is nice.
And yeah, because so from that character type, are you more your personality? Are you more the comic side, or are you more kind of the drama side? Would you rather play more funny roles or not?
Personally, I don't think that there's one I would choose over the other, just because they both do. They're both fun in their own ways. They both have their own, challenges. So yeah, I would say that I'm pretty equally split on, drama and comedy.
Okay. I personally am a parody person. I enjoy the parodies, the comedies, things like that. You're more drama, like storyline plots type drama.
Yeah, but the parodies kind of do too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's interesting to hear the different takes because everybody is a little bit different. You know, where would you like to see it go? Hey, features or, you know, the more acting roles, that it extends things as well, I would think. With all of this coming up, what do you do more to unwind? Like, how do you take a mental break? What does that look like for you?
Well, we've talked a lot about music, which I do a lot. I also am a big nature person. Lots of like hiking, kayaking, cross-country skiing, that kind of stuff. And I've also been traveling a lot lately. So getting out somewhere new, eating food I haven't heard of before.
Very nice. Where any place that you've been recently that you're like, wow, I got to come back here again? Like whether it be city, country, area.
At a certain point, I do want to go back to Estonia, largely just because I didn't get to spend enough time looking around when I was in Estonia. My most recent trip were places that I've already been more than a few times. Switzerland was outrageously expensive, but also I want more time to look around when it isn't, oh my God, it hurts to breathe weather. I made the choice to like travel around in like December it was January because I left the day after X3.
Okay.
And I came back a month later, like 40 days later. So yeah, it was almost all of February that I was gone. And it was cold, but
I was just going to say, yeah, the middle of their winter over there at that time.
It was a little chilly. just a little chilly. All of my pictures of me, I look like a cartoon of like Santa Claus with like the bright red cheeks and the bright red nose. Like wow. I look so jolly in every photo.
I'd never survive.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, take me home now.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I honestly, that's why I feel like I need to go back to Switzerland is because it was pretty enough that even though I felt like that, I still kept vlogging.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, and you were just recently in Prague as well, doing some filming over there? Okay.
Same trip. Yeah. I was in the EU for like 40 days.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I went, it was like France, Spain, out to Estonia. And then I spent like 2.5 weeks in Prague and I shot for a number of companies out there. Mm-hmm. And then I bounced to like Austria, the Netherlands, and then back to France to catch my flight home. Very nice. It was a journey.
Yeah.
All around.
And at the same time, so we've not been overseas. It's always been on our list. We are foodies. My background is food and culinary arts. I want to go there just for that and the food tours. But people that we've talked to is the mass transit makes it so easy to do a lot of that travel over there.
If you look at my Instagram, I have a video of me. I took a train from Vienna to, from Prague to Vienna was when I took that video. And it was like a 20 euro or 40 euro train ride, maybe 40 euros, and it was like a 5-hour ride. And I had an entire cabin to myself. And it was booked that way. Like no one else was allowed to sit in my compartment. Like 4 chairs that all reclined. They had waiter service. It was so good. So good. We need that. Like I'm still like, I get kind of sad every time I think about the fact that we don't have anything resembling that in terms of our train travel in this country.
Yeah, it's nowhere close to what it is over in Europe. And again, we've talked to numerous people, have numerous friends. They're like, okay, yeah, you fly into here and you can hit 5 countries in a week and like nothing.
Yeah, I actually, the time before last time that I was there, I was there for most of August as well. And I rented a car the first time I went out there recently because I forgot how good the trains are. And like, I didn't even bother with this recent one because I felt like having a car was a waste of my time the first time I was out there this like last year and a half. And so like, yeah, it's way easier to not have a car and just take public transit, no matter where you are on the continent. It's kind of fantastic.
So of that trip, what country from architecture, sites, food, were you like, yeah, this is definitely the top?
That's such a hard thing to do because they're all like, I feel like I've never been anywhere that I'm just like, this is the worst place I've ever been. Like there's places that have things about them like Paris aesthetic, like France in general, aesthetics, you know, food pretty much everywhere but Italy, like also their aesthetics, like, you know, like there is no ranking of best countries. They're all wonderful for different reasons, and almost all of the food is delicious.
It is a different culinary world over there.
That's because they put all the good stuff in there, all the butter and the
and not the chemicals.
The good stuff.
Yes, I will say that was the weirdest thing for me is that like I felt 100% like holistically better like on like the food over there. It was actually kind of disconcerting. Like, what are they putting in our food here?
And
chemicals.
Oh yeah, their food isn't meant to last days at a time. Like over there, they go to the grocery store, maybe every couple days.
Well, and even their pre-done stuff. You look at a label, ingredient statement on a label of ketchup over there compared to the label here, it's half the size because they don't permit that kind of stuff. And so has Europe been one of your main travel destinations? Is there anywhere else kind of on your future list that you'd like to check out or hit up?
Well, Europe is where I've spent most of my time traveling. I spent a little bit of time in Turkey. I'm actually going to Japan for almost a month in May. So I'm really excited about that. I've actually been like studying up on like, you know, Ohio gozaimasu, you know, like trying to like figure out how you're supposed to like, you know, not be an asshole. It's
because they finally just opened
apparently.
up. Yeah, they just opened up the country. I was actually talking to someone the other day, and he had said like his stepmom was going over to see her kids. He said the country's been literally closed for 4 years. Nobody could go.
Like 2 years ago, I looked up flights to Tokyo and I was like, oh my God, flights to Tokyo are so cheap. And it's because if you took that flight, they were turning you right back around. They weren't open to tourists.
Oh.
Like those flights were just for like diplomats and like people who had to like fly for like official, like, you know, there's no, like we give you special permission. Still very reasonably priced flights, by the way. But as soon as I heard that they were like kind of back open, I started making it like my plan to like go check it out and eat a whole lot of rice. I'm very excited.
Rice and fresh out of the water fish and I'm
going to eat something still alive. I can already call it now.
Well, as we talk about food, are you a kitchen person? Do you enjoy cooking and creating yourself or not really?
You know, I do. I actually find cooking really relaxing. I am unfortunately the last few years of my life, I've just been so outrageously busy that like cooking for myself is very often something that like is a luxury for me at this point. Love to do it. Wish I had more time for it. I end up making a lot of big batch stuff to like meal prep for myself at this point.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's fair.
You just cook like that all the time. Big batch enough to feed an army.
That's what it is when you work in
Work
restaurants.
smarter, not harder.
I mean, that's what it is when you run restaurants pretty much all your life. It's like, yeah, no, you don't cook for just one person.
Mm-hmm.
As we kind of wind down, question is, you talked about you left for Europe right after X3. So conventions, fan conventions, is that something that you do, that you enjoy doing? Are you looking to maybe do more of? Little insight on that?
Yeah, I love fan conventions. I am consistently surprised and delighted when people know who I am. So that is, fan conventions have always been great, just getting to meet people and also meeting other performers. So yeah, that's definitely something that I plan to do more of. Going to AVN for the first time in person was awesome.
Oh yeah, because this would have been the first. Yeah, this would have been your first AVN.
I got to go. I viewed the virtual show because the first project that I was involved in was East Bay Brats 3, and we got a nomination for that. And we actually, this year, technically speaking, I got to go as a nominee to my first AVN because we were nominated again this year. Lost to Kink both times. But hey, we were nominated.
And it's the nomination. There's a lot to be said about it.
I'm saying being nominated next to Kink for like a 5-person lesbian like femme BDSM collective, like kind of fantastic. Like, I'm not mad about it at all. Like I will lose every year and smile. Like it's just an honor to get the tip of the hat. You know what I mean?
We said the same thing. We were nominated in the podcast category this year, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah, we were like, for real?
Yeah. I'm like, no, somebody typoed something. No, it was
Thank
real.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing it is the nomination that's the biggest deal. Like it's like, again, it's the tip of the hat. I've never been upset about that, but yeah. So technically, it was I don't think going to the one that was online, sitting on my couch in an evening gown counts.
Hey, you were still dressed up.
Yeah.
I was dressed up. But yeah, so this was my first in person, my first like AVN red carpet. So yeah, couldn't have asked for a better time.
All right. How was X3? So were you there?
It was a good time. Yeah. I was there, but I was less there than I was for AVN. Yeah. Partly because I was super burned out from AVN. And I was going out of the country literally the day after the awards show. So I ended up, I hate to say it, I did end up kind of flaking out on most of X3 this year just because I just didn't have it in me. But I went all 3 days for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Or both days and the awards show.
And they were so close together. Like
that had
there
a
wasn't
bit
time
rough.
to recover.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, yeah. Like I said, that was actually the one thing, like, because I mean, to be honest, like at this point, XBiz almost like XBiz and AVN feel like the same size event. You know what I mean? And doing that 2 days, like basically 2 weeks in a row, is a lot. It's a lot. So, yeah. But I would love to do more of those. I think I need to start paying more attention to when the Exxxoticas are, because I haven't done any of those yet, and it's just because I keep finding out about them after I've already like planned out my life for the next like 4 months, and then I'm like, oh damn, if I had known about that, I would have gone to. Yeah. So soon.
And the Exxxoticas are what we go to because
nice.
They're mostly East Coast. They're pretty much all East Coast, really. So
except for Miami.
Well, Miami, it's still East Coast.
Yeah,
it's still the East.
It's still
Eastern Seaboard. Yeah.
Yeah, but they do that in July in Miami. I'm a northern guy. It is too hot for me in July in Miami. You can keep it. Sorry.
I mean, I've done every time I've done Florida, I am shiny, I am red, and I am frizzy. And I stay that way until I leave Florida. So I don't know. For the sake of my brand, I don't know.
Yeah, so
I might have to stick to the cold weather Exxxoticas.
Yeah, well, and Chicago's coming up at the end of April, so we'll be there. If you're looking at any of those, New Jersey is has always been the biggest one, the largest one.
Good to know.
And that's early November this year.
Yeah,
right?
this year it's always been the end of October. This year it's the first weekend in November.
Gotcha.
In New Jersey. So, and yeah, that was our first one, and just always a great turnout. Always a great experience. So, yeah, definitely. We'll have to make it a point to keep an eye out and get to meet you if you make it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by all means, please. We'd love it.
Yeah, very good. Well, we'll let you kind of get rolling on the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Before we go, one more time, can you let everyone know where they can find you online or on social media?
Would happily. You can find me on every social media. That is Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, very rarely. I am at Jupiter Jetson. That's like the planet and the cartoon. And you can also find me on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, anywhere you play music, you can find me under the same name, Jupiter Jetson. It was a pleasure talking to both of you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you. Yep, we appreciate it. And enjoy your Japan trip coming up.
I'll be posting lots of pictures, I'm sure.
We'll be watching for that, and good luck in the future. With the new agency, definitely, positives on the horizon. And listeners, keep an eye out on the social medias and for everything new and exciting coming up.
Awesome. You guys have a great night.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, after talking with Jupiter and having that conversation, really getting to learn more about her travels, her life, her career, it's about time for us to call it a wrap as well.
It is.
Really, again, as we shared the Exxxotica information at the beginning, we will be out there at the end of April. If you cannot make it out there, you can follow all of our shenanigans on our socials. We are Berg Couple for Fun on Twitter and Instagram, Berg Couple on Reddit, and The Bergs in the Tub on Facebook. Again, thank you for tuning in, subscribing. Remember, now we're into spring. Little weather change. Get out, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, get some sun. Take some time for yourself, for others, for those that you love and care for. Wrap it before you tap it. Lick it before you stick it. And until next time,
we'll leave the lights on and keep the tub warm for you.